Greetings YouTubers and welcome to my 79th TTM video. TTM stands for Through the Mail. We send out autograph requests, whether they're pictures, cards, whatever, to athletes, famous people, and hope to get our requests back, preferably signed. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, a great holiday season, and a great New Year's. It's been a while since I've been on the air. Had a little issue here at home. My youngest son, right after Thanksgiving, I'd cooked some food and had a big piece of chicken that dropped on the floor. Well, we have 3 dogs. Our oldest dog got the chicken, and he was quite upset when we grabbed it from him. He really gets mad. The only time he ever gets mad is when he's eating food and someone tries to take it. It's the only time he really gets hostile. And my son, I guess, surprised him, and he went after him. The dog just clamped onto his hand, and I didn't think he bit that hard, but he did. He tore all the way down to the tendon, and we had to rush our son to the hospital. He had to have surgery on his hands. He's doing okay. I didn't realize it until he came up to me, and all the blood was just everywhere. I was, whoa, covering my shirt. I got a little nervous. But he's doing better. Surgery went well. His hand's fine. He's back on his drums playing. So everybody's doing well. So that's the main reason I was gone from the YouTube scene, and I am really sorry I missed a lot of folks' videos. I've been trying to catch up and binge watch and all that, and a lot of great stuff. I got a lot of great cards in the mail I'm going to share with you in my next video. I sent out a bunch. Some of you got them, others haven't yet. My friends up there in Canada, I've sent you some stuff, so it might take a while, but you'll get it. And again, I hope everybody's doing well, and thanks for the folks that have been, reached out and asked how I was doing. I really appreciate that. This is what this great community is all about. And I love everybody. Totally. You all are great. And keep the great vids coming, my friends. Today I have actually 2 TTMs. One took a year and a half to get, and the other I sent out about a month ago, right after my son, come home. I'll share those 2. I'll share a pickup I got for my 1971 baseball card set that I needed. And since I'm back, I'm going to have a little giveaway, too. So let's get back to that. In the next video, I'll go back to my shout-outs. Show you my first pickup. It's for my 1971 Topps baseball card set. I needed this. It was number 648. And the Ted Martinez rookie card, a.k.a. also known as the John Matlack rookie card, is first. First of 2. We had one in 72 as well. Need this, good price, got it, and now I need about 40 cards left for the set. Of course, they're all high numbers, so the killers are going to be the Dick Allen, number 750. That's a pricey one, and the rookie card with Dusty Baker and Don Baylor on it. So take it one at a time. Been working on this set for 8 good years. All right, first TTM, as I said, took about a year and a half. It came from North Carolina. There was no fee. I want to give a shout out to Johnny Serena because he's the guy that gave me the address and sent it out and it came back. I guess he takes his time, the signer. He's a NASCAR driver, and that is Mr. Dale Jarrett. Signed this Dream Team card. Very nice job there. And he also signed this second card here. Him in the car. So 2 nice returns there. Well worth their weight. I'll tell you a little bit about Mr. Jarrett. Dale Arnold Jarrett was born on November 26, 1956 in Conover, North Carolina. He's currently 66 years of age. His father, Ned, was a 2-time Grand National champion driver, so it's in his blood. His son drove, his nephew drove. It's in the Jarrett blood. He did attend high school in North Carolina, was a great golfer as well in high school, led his high school to 3 conference championships in golf, and his senior year was the school's athlete of the year. Now, after he graduated in 1975, he was actually offered a full golf scholarship to the University of South Carolina. Chose not to do that and chose to get involved in racing. I guess the family business, as you'd say. Started out, working as a mechanic, working at his dad's track his dad ran. And started racing in 1984. Raced until 2008. And in his time racing, his first race was in '84, as I said, in Virginia at the Sonora Bank 500. And his first win came in 1986 in North Carolina in Roughmont. At that particular race, he was a Daytona 500 winner 3 times, first winning it in 1993, beating out the Intimidator Dale Earnhardt, and then won it again in 1996 and in 2000. In 1999, he was the NASCAR Winston Cup champion that particular year. He had 660 races over 24 years, 32 wins, 260 top 10 finishes, and 16 poles. He was named one of the 50th greatest drivers in 1998, and in 2014 was elected to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte, North Carolina, which I still have yet to see. I'd like to see that sometime. I'd like to go to the different Hall of Fames. 2 years ago, I went to the Boxing Hall of Fame in upstate New York. It's nice. After his time as a racer, he became a broadcaster, broadcasting, NASCAR races. So he's good at that. Mr. Jarrett, I thank you very much for this return. Appreciate it. Yeah, just got to hang on. It'll come to you, I guess. The next one took about a month, came from Louisiana. This is an 8x10, and there's no fee. I got a photo of a Sports Illustrated cover that was signed by this gentleman. Get that out of there. And that is Mr. Burt Jones on the cover of, Sports Illustrated. I did ask him to inscribe 1976 MVP, but he didn't. That's fine. I wouldn't pay him anything, so very nice of him to sign it. And I'll tell you a little bit about this gentleman, Bertram Hayes Jones, better known as Bert. Born on September 7th, 1951 in Rushton, Louisiana, home to Louisiana Tech football. Yeah, they play down there. He's the son of former NFL running back Dub Jones. His dad played, amongst others, with the Cleveland Browns. He attended Rushton High School, and while there, he was known as the Rushton Rifle. Now, he attended LSU, Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. He started really only 2 games prior to the end of his junior year, so he didn't play a lot, start a lot. After that, when he started every game, he was 12 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. In 1971, he threw for 945 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, splitting time with Paul Lyons. Paul threw for over 800 yards and 11 TDs. He had a bunch of arguments with the coach at the time, head coach Charlie McClendon, over the signal calling duties, so many people felt that was held against him. In 1972, a big game for him, he led LSU to a last-second win over Mississippi, 17-16 as the clock expired. But many people to this day believe that there was a clock malfunction on the previous play that gave 4 seconds to Jones to complete his pass. Jones was the first Louisiana State University quarterback to be awarded consensus All-American honors, I should say, and he finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy voting in 1972. Johnny Rodgers of Nebraska was the winner that year. In his time with LSU, he had 3,225 passing yards, 28 TDs in 17 games, which when he left LSU was the most for any quarterback in that school's history. And for those, some people might think Terry Bradshaw went to LSU. He didn't. He went to Louisiana Tech in Rushton. In the 1973 NFL Draft, he was picked in the first round with the second pick by the Baltimore Colts. Who went first to the Houston Oilers was John Matuzak, big defensive tackle. Didn't work out there for Houston, but worked with the Raiders when he went there. His career lasted from 1973 to 82. He played from 73 to 81 with the Colts, and in 82 finished up with the Los Angeles Rams. The Colts drafted him as the heir apparent to Johnny Unitas, who was eventually traded to the San Diego Chargers. From 1975 to 77, the Baltimore Colts won 3 AFC titles in a row. That's really good. They stink now, unfortunately, as they're out in Indianapolis. A little side note, when I was in school when they moved, I was, I think, about 12 years old, 84. My teacher, he was a big Baltimore Colts fan. We lived up in New Jersey, right across the river from New York. He and his friends, 8 times a year, drove to Baltimore because they had season tickets. And I remember his exact quote when they left. He said he hoped that the owner of the Colts, Robert Irsay, choked on a chicken bone. That's how upset he was with that. So Still remember that. But the Colts are now in the AFC South. I don't know. I didn't think Indianapolis was a southern area or Indiana was a southern state, but hopefully they'll fix that someday. In 1977, a very famous playoff game that the Colts played in against the Oakland Raiders. It was the ghost to the post game, and it was the fourth longest game in NFL history. The Colts eventually lost to the Raiders 37-31. He missed most of the 1978 and 79 seasons with a shoulder injury, and the Colts finished dead last in those two seasons. 1976, though, was his best year. Mr. Jones threw for 3,104 yards, 24 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 102.5. He was only one of three quarterbacks in the 1970s to achieve a 100-plus passer rating. The others, 1971, Roger Staubach with the Cowboys, and that same year in 1976, the Snake, Kenny Stabler, with the Raiders. They went on to win the Super Bowl that year, beating the Vikings. Burt Jones was named the 1976 most valuable player in the NFL, so that says a lot. In 1978, in August, on the 26th, the final preseason game, the Colts are playing the Detroit Lions in the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. And during the time of the game, I should say, Burt Jones suffered a separated shoulder after he was hit by Al Bubba Baker, and that pretty much ended his season. On October 26, 1980, in a game against the St. Louis Cardinals, Burt Jones did make NFL history when he was sacked a record 12 times by the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1982, he wound up playing 4 games for the Los Angeles Rams before a neck injury forced him to retire. In his career, he threw for 18,190 yards, had 124 touchdowns, and 101 interceptions, and his passer rating was 78.2. As I said, he was the NFL MVP in 1976. He was also the NFL Offensive Player of the Year that year. And in 1976, he was first-team All-Pro and made his only Pro Bowl appearance in that year as well. Ernie Accorsi, longtime NFL scout and general manager, said if Burt Jones had played under different circumstances, he would have been the greatest ever. And John Riggins said that Burt Jones is one of the toughest competitors he'd ever witnessed. And even higher praise came from Bill Belichick. Before one of the Super Bowls, Bill Belichick said Burt Jones was the best passer he'd ever seen. So that's really high praise for him. But again, thank you, Mr. Jones. He's a great TTMer. It's nice enough to sign the Sports Illustrated cover for me. It's just a picture, not the real cover, but looks good with him on it, and I appreciate that. All right, now, as I'm back, I'd like to do a little giveaway for folks, and the giveaway is this. It's an 8x10 picture of this guy. Who is it? Yes, it's Dale Murphy. So if you'd like that picture, what do you got to do? Well, it's very simple. There's no hash browns or hashtags. There's only one little question I want everyone to ask. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Name the 2 teams that'll play in it, that's all. And you'll be entered. Give this about a week, and then see how everything goes. So hopefully we'll get some folks to enter. Hopefully people are still listening to me. I know it's been a while, so I'm not going to be mad if no one listens anymore. Well, at least I'll listen. I'll watch it. But I hope everyone's enjoyed the playoffs this weekend. I did pretty well. I picked Jacksonville to beat the Chargers, which I'm glad they did. They came back. Chargers head coach Brandon Staley better be looking for another job because I think they're going to fire him after that collapse, and I think they're going to go after Sean Payton real heavy. I don't like the Chargers because they left San Diego, and I don't like when teams move because the city doesn't pay for a new stadium. That's why I'm mad at the Raiders and especially the A's now. You know, Oakland's not a rich city. They can't afford to shell out public money, for a new stadium, and they shouldn't have to. It should go to, resources and things like that. And the state of New York is really off the wall, giving the Bills. I like the Bills, and I'm glad they won. They beat Miami. I said they would. But the Buffalo Bills owners are billionaires with a B. They can afford to build the stadium. If these things were that profitable, they'd be building themselves. So I don't like when public money's used. It's wrong. The state can use that money better. But now my little rant. My Vikings, actually not my Vikings, my Giants beat the Vikings. I had Minnesota winning, so I'm glad the Giants won. Good for them. I picked the Bengals to beat the Ravens. That was a really good game. Ravens aren't that bad. I think Lamar Jackson's finished with the Ravens. I think they're going to franchise tag him and then trade him. I think he's done. I had the 49ers beating the Seahawks, and I think Trey Lance has probably just become expendable. They'll probably trade him as well. But I think the Buccaneers are going to beat the Cowboys tomorrow. So that's just my pick. But who do you think is going to get to the Super Bowl? My picks are I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills in the AFC. You know, a lot of Chiefs fans out there. But I'll go with the Bills. I like Josh Allen. I like Joe Burrow, too, so it wouldn't be sad if the Bengals made it. But I'll go with the Bills in the AFC. And in the NFC, I'm going to take the 49ers. I think they're on a roll right now. And I think the Bills win the Super Bowl. So you let me know. And again, run about a week, and the winner will get Mr. Murphy. So I hope everybody's doing great. Thank you for watching, spending 16 minutes of your life with us. And again, on my next video, I'm going to show all the cards I got because everyone is so nice. They're really kind, and it's a great community to be in. So thank you. I want to say goodnight to everybody who's watching in the Micronesia Islands. Yes, Micronesia. If you don't know where that is, look it up. It's out there. But thanks again, and have a great week.